If you are an owner of Ondo, Render, or ICP in this bull run, this is a video you have to watch. This might be the most important video you watch on any of these three coins in the last 6 months and definitely the next 6 months. Because in this video, I'm going to give you the catalysts as to what may make these coins so extremely powerful, but importantly, where we could realistically see these going, and even more important than that, the levels that you can safely get out of for each of these coins. Okay, guys, these are all three great projects. However, the most important thing in crypto isn't picking the good projects, that helps. It's making sure that you exit to actually allow you to materialize the money from the coins. Now, if you want to trade these coins, you can come and do so on Bitunix, guys. Links are down below. We actually have a trading group right now as well and a campaign running where you can earn up to 11,000 USDT, as well as, of course, our awesome features we have in our private community. So the trading corner is where you want to go to if you do want to access our trading calls and signals and how we are managing to grow our portfolio so rapidly in this market. And of course, as long as you're a member of any No BS crypto channel, it's going to allow you to be entered into a giveaway. We're giving 2 people $10,000 each at the end of this bull run. So guys, links are of course down below. Let's grow together as a community. Now, before I get into it, guys, do not forget, if you love the video, if you're an ICP, Ondo, or Render fan, hit that like button, especially if you own 2 or 3 of these coins. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. It's right next door to it as well. It's going to help you this bull run, and it also puts a smile on my face. So thank you for everyone who goes ahead and does that. Now, let's run through all the bullish facts on these coins first of all, and then at the end of this video, I want to tie in the price predictions, but more importantly, how to exit these coins in a safe manner. Doing this now is so important because when the bull run kicks up and these coins start pumping up 50, 60, 70% in a single day, what are we going to be feeling? We're going to be feeling greed. And what does that mean? We're going to move our sell prices up. I've got some great tips at the very end I want to share with you here. First of all, I want to go through ICP. All right. Now, it's important to recognize these bullish factors because coins like ICP, Render, and Ondo have been building in the bear market. You hear the term building in the bear all the time. This is important because the coins that have been building in the bear have established enough really bullish things or updates or announcements to then push for when their coins finally begin gaining traction in the bull run. So the next few months here. So one thing many people don't realize about ICP is it's actually the fastest blockchain in crypto. It's got a recorded 25,000 TPS or transactions per second, which is pretty much more than every other single blockchain put together. Now, ICP, for those who don't know as well, has also increased their revenue quite a lot. It's actually generating more revenue per day than most blockchains 10 times its size. And it's one of, if not the only blockchain in crypto you can completely host front and back end on, which means if you've ever used Uniswap or any DEX for that matter, and you've interacted with the DEX via a swap, well, that front end, what you're interacting with itself is hosted on a website, on a server, a centralized server, if you will. The smart contract or the back end that actually processes that swap for you is hosted on the blockchain. So it's front on centralized, back on blockchain, whereas ICP can host both, which is pretty incredible. And I guess the whole point of crypto and Web3, right? To go completely on chain. They also have some pretty good stats here recently as well. We can see that there is ICP being burnt at a pretty exponential rate as the fees begin to pick up as the bull run progresses as well. So they have a burn mechanism. This is fantastic. Also, developers aren't leaving. So most projects have a rough decline of 50% of the developers since 12 months ago. And these guys have pretty much stayed somewhat steady. And we can see here that in blue, they are making more smart contracts, or they're called canisters. So there is development on ICP, which is obviously a big step in the right direction. There are areas ICP is lacking, but I think as of a narrative, layer 1 AI for this bull run, I don't think we're going to see ICP going anywhere anytime soon. Now, for a quick gloss over for Ondo as well, there was a bit of FUD about Ondo and the massive unlocks coming up as well. Not telling here compares it to other projects like we can see with Sui and other projects like Solana in the last cycle. And you guys have to understand these unlocks that are coming out for these projects, it's a big nothing burger. You have to know how to read what you're looking at right here. Okay, I've made a tool for this in the private community. I want to show you guys what this came out at in a second here, what the result was. But ultimately, all I'm going to say in this case is that it matters who these unlocks are going to, not the size of the unlock itself. point case is Pith Network, okay? So Pith had a massive unlock, actually a little bit bigger than Ondo's unlock earlier on in the year. You can see here, but on this day, believe it or not, you can kind of zoom in and have a look here, that the actual price itself dropped the day before the unlock, so people were scared and selling before the unlock. And on the day of the unlock, seemingly all these investors were getting their money to dump on us. It pumped. So it went from on the day, 38 cents, and it pumped up to 46 cents. Now, of course, the market pulled it down further from there, but if the market was bullish, it would have continued to the upside. So all I'm saying is the unlock itself is only a small fraction of the equation. What matters is who has access to tokens. Now, a better example of this is Celestia. Celestia's unlock, you can see here, was literally all going to VCs, all going to third parties, the entire thing. And even then, even in the worst case situation like here that happened here, it still dumped before it because people get scared of it. On the day, maybe it continued to dump. Maybe some of these VCs took profits and then it pumped. And it's much higher ever since. We're up here now at what, $5.90, and it fell down to $4.21. It actually, from the unlock itself, only fell down, what, 50 cents or so. So again, it matters who the tokens go to. But even then, if the investors don't want to sell because the bull run's about to happen, then you can damn well bet it's not going to have a massive dump in token price. I'm not going to explain to you how this works because you don't need to know how this works for this video, but two very important scores to look at here based on the unlocks are the third party and investor warning scores. Now, the higher these are, up to 100 score, the better it is. 100 is a perfect score and 0 is a horrible score. 50 score is average for a project. And so both of these scores are pretty high, to be honest with you. All you need to know, all that gibberish aside, is that Ondo actual unlocks analyzed with data here is not that bad at all, guys. We're not going to have a massive dump. And guys, even if the small little private sale members here decide to sell their tokens all at the same time, it's not going to kill the token. But they're not incentivized to at the same time, because if they do, all the other 90% of their tokens, they're never going to get the money out of them. You know why? Because they're vesting. If they dump the price, they're going to kill the token and sentiment behind the token, okay? So there's a lot of bullish things happening for Ondo. Their team is where it all starts. In crypto, it's not what you know, it's who you know, like the real world, okay? They have 4 people, ex-Goldman Sachs. They have BlackRock. They have Circle USDC. Great members. I suggest you guys follow me on Twitter. I always post about Ondo over there. Not just that, of course, but also their TVL is about half the size of their market cap. It's a very good sign to see for such a large market cap project. They've had a retweet here from PayPal because they're now allowing OUSGY to mint conversions between that and PYUSD, or PayPal's new stablecoin. They've also had BlackRock send them funds, and I can just go on forever with these guys. My biggest update is what's coming here. February 2025 will likely be the same time that they decide to launch their Ondo Global Markets, which is when they'll also have their first Ondo Summit. This is a massive update coming out here, and I'll tell you what this is in just a moment. But I wanted to point this tweet out here particularly because there was one message down here from this gentleman who I want to point out because I think this is a barometer for most people in crypto. This guy says, why Ondo? Even it's not touched $1 yet, almost $2, but it was last May. So basically, Ondo ain't moving. I'm not going to buy it. Good news, I ain't going to buy it. A lot of people in crypto associate quality of a project with the current price. If the price didn't just 50x, it's not a good project. But really, guys, you have to buy a coin when it's not growing. That's how you make your money. If you pick the coin right, you pick the narrative right, all these coins are in great narratives, it's going to do well. And when an event like, Ondo's Global Markets that I've just mentioned actually comes out, it's going to captivate the market. And if at the right time, it's going to push the price up insanely. And so we have to expect this. We can't be buying on the massive green days. It doesn't make any sense to do this. So what is Ondo Global Markets? Well, it's a new paradigm for securities. These guys have been working on it in the bear market. Like I said, build in the bear, February 2024. Okay, literally, they're just taking the stock market and tokenizing it. What did Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, say? I believe the next generation of markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. That is what they're doing. They're associated with BlackRock already. So you can only imagine the possible announcements, the news, the catalysts that come up causing that price appreciation. So Render now has a whole bunch of fantastic partners up its belt. Matter of fact, some of the best in the space, because these partners might easily confuse you. Most crypto projects BS about these partners. Oh, we partnered with Google, Microsoft, but really they just use a product and say, hey, we partnered with them. when they're just using a product anyone can use. So at the end of the day, they're not. But for Render, it's a different story. These guys have had clear quotes from Google and Microsoft. Again, Endeavor over here, Paramount, you'll see some of these things I mentioned in a second here. They're actually working with these guys. They are literally the NVIDIA of crypto. Now, this recent tweet by Toby here outlines just how large the partnerships are. Paramount Studios actually helped create this short film here on the Render network itself. This has 500,000 views, and it's not even public yet. It's a private video. What does this mean? Well, this could mean the start of a massive partnership, not with just Paramount, but other movie studios to leverage Render's GPU infrastructure. This guy sitting next to Elon Musk and Trump and Dana White is the founder and CEO of Endeavor. These guys right here, who own part of the USC and other large companies. And this is what he said recently about Jules, the founder and CEO of Render.
I think he's on the verge of some really incredible stuff right now.
Very short clip, but again, that speaks volumes. All right, this guy is no joke. This guy is the cabal if there ever was one. So he's obviously very close. Again, Jensen, the CEO of NVIDIA, is as well to Jules. What can I say, guys? You know better than anyone else if you've made it very high up the corporate ladder. It's not always what you know, it is who you know. Friends with the CEO, you're going to go places. As simple as that. Now, also, these guys burn just like ICP as well, and they've only started since February of this year. So they're burning a lot right now of Render, 211,000 tokens. So we're getting up there, and as you can see here, it's increasing and increasing every single day and every single month. They also do have, if this page decides to finally load, thank you very much, 4,000 total nodes. So I mean, look, these nodes are up, I think, 100 or 200% since the start of the year. So we can't deny the growth for all of these three coins. And again, just get into your mind, please, for your sake, not mine, that at the end of the day, we have to buy the projects that are in great areas, AI, real-world assets, deep in layer ones, which all of these are, and buy based on an expectation of positive future news. These are catalysts. These are triggers that causes a surge of interest in the project, causing retail to go, oh my God, if this just came out, people are going to FOMO buy in. I better get in. I better front run. And they end up buying in. And we're sitting back here making a bunch of multiples. We don't care who buys because we're going to start selling. And that's what I want to talk about next. When it does come time to sell, how do we know when it's time to sell? We'll start here with ICP. Now, ICP, I can see going to 75 bill market cap, so that's $150, given we also expect an increase in supply. So all these price predictions obviously have a part to play in an increase in supply, so worst case, in December of 2025. Now, these are approximate, so they're not certain to happen, but of course, no price prediction is ever certain. So what I'm sort of saying here with each of these predictions, first of all, that I think the price could theoretically go to $150 at a 75 billion market cap, especially because ICP right now is in the 50 billion plus area, so it's a top 30 coin. But again, I think if it actually decides to begin pumping and pumping and pumping, it'll definitely land itself inside the top, possibly into the top 20, if you will, which could land its market cap circa 100 billion. Now, it's important we look at these sort of numbers here that we kind of stay as low as we possibly can, all right? So we don't want to be aiming for this $150. It looks good on paper, right? But at the end of the day, the lower the better. So we have this red zone. This is the no-go zone. This is 25% down from that level. You don't want to be selling in here at all. We have the gray zone, the buffer zone, if you will, or no man's land. You don't want to be in here either. But the bottom of the gray zone / top of the green zone is where we kind of want to max look to get our last sell level out and ideally, again, average out lower. So all I'm saying here is that I think realistically we should be trying to exit ICP circa 49 billion market cap or lower. That from the current price is just about a 9x. So if you want a 10x or a 20x with ICP, you're best to look for a smaller coin that does the same thing like Flux Network. And the way in which we can actually set up sell levels here, because those of you don't know, you have to set up sell levels on all these coins. If you're going into this pot shotting, trying to just simply get out all at one time, like let's say you go to yourself, well, Kyron said $97.50 over here is a possible exit for ICP. I'm just going to hold all my coins and try to sell all my coins exactly on $97.50. Well, guess what? What happens if it goes to $97? Off by 50 cents and it goes down. It could do that. Anything could happen, right? And maybe it does go back up, but maybe you panic sell and then it goes like this. Who knows? That's the whole point of the market, right? So you're best to set up sell levels. Sell on the way up, And this way, if done correctly, you can get out in a safe way, which is why I spent a lot of time working on these sell methods. And the ideal sell method here was one of my ones I came up with after a long time of analyzing this on the channel. So either way, it's very simple, right? This sheet's available again in the private community here, but you're putting desired price, right? So let's say we want to get out of ICP at maybe $85, right? $85 is our target. So we put that in here. And let's say we own 1,000 tokens. This will tell you the rest. So this will tell you where you have to set your sell prices up, how much you have to sell each level, and then it tells you how much risk you have on the right-hand side here. So the last sell level, we're selling at $97.50. Now we can go back over here and actually have a look, and $97.50. So we're a little bit over, but that last level pretty much is on the top of the green zone, which is fine. We can deal with that. Any higher, I probably wouldn't have. So if you're trying to get out, for example, at $90, well, this is $103. $103 is obviously up here in the gray zone, and I wouldn't, I guess, recommend it in a non-financial way. You can do what you want, of course, with your money, and that's sort of how I would do it. Now, Ondo is the same situation. You can see over here, we're max getting about an 8.5x, and I see the top going to about a 31 billion market cap in the green zone, which is a price of $9.10, and that all comes from the max price prediction of about $47 billion at a $14 token. Now, again, you might think I'm crazy. Karen, how can Ondo hit $14? Guys, you're thinking of the number here. You're thinking of $14. But can Ondo, being a leader in real-world asset tokens, the number one narrative of the bull run, with BlackRock behind it, with retail not interested right now, with all these catalysts behind it, with the FUD eventually fading away from these unlocks and mass hysteria coming in, could it do that? Yes, it could. We've seen coins recently pump 100, 200, 300% like this. Guys, it's a billion market cap coin right now. In my opinion, undervalued. In this sheet here, you might put in, let's say $7, and you maybe own like 10,000, 10,000 tokens, right? It works out for you. Okay, so you know where to put your sell levels. You know that, okay, so I have to have my first sell level here at $3.50. So you come here, first sell level at $3.50. Next sell level, where does this one go? $5.25, okay? And then so on. And this works it out, so you actually do average at your desired target of $7 here, okay? Because a lot of you don't realize this, but depending on your percentage sold at different levels, you actually might not get your desired target, okay? If you sell 50% of your portfolio down here, you're going to have to sell a large chunk of it really high to get out in the middle. It's called weighted average. It's a very complicated topic to talk about in this short video. Needless to say, be very careful. That's why I created these for you guys. I created a few more as well for you guys to use to, allow you to not have to think about setting these sell levels up, because it's a very stressful thing. I understand that, okay? Now, lastly, of course, render. Render is $150 as well. It's the same sell levels actually as ICP. It's pretty much the exact same, except I think render can do a little bit more than ICP potentially in this bull run. So I think, again, just like comparing it to ICP, it's the same thing, just a little bit more market cap, if you will, same prices and all the rest of it. So this one could probably, in my opinion, go to about a 12 or 13x on the top of the green zone. Now, the top of the green zone is also the top of the bottom of the gray zone, so you don't really want to be here if you can. But if your last sell level is here, meaning that this last sell level down here, sell level 5, is that very, very top price, it's okay, but you don't want to be making your average sell price, the blue marker here, that top level, because you'll have to, have some of these sell levels higher than that level. So guys, all in all, price predictions are our current gauge on the potential price appreciation of a coin. In a speculation-heavy market, there is no limits to growth and no floor for failure. What does that mean? Well, it means, like I say here, these could be lower or higher than what actually plays out. Any situation could happen, okay? It's a speculation market. There's no way, tangible evidence or proof, things we can look at to expect for sure at least this much appreciation. It's the Wild West. It's a massive guess. We can kind of use dominance and a few other things, but this is a guess. Things could change tomorrow. If a coin doesn't continue to add value in the eyes of the speculators or retail, us, it won't grow. This is why community is so important. So they're trying to convince us, retail, speculators, speculate. They're trying to tell us to speculate. If they can't do that, they're not a good play. Simple as that. It should be near impossible to move your price prediction up. So setting your price prediction levels here now today, given this information, you shouldn't move them up. It should be near impossible to do so. If anything, you might want to move them down, but come to terms with accepting the level in which you choose here and do not move it up. Unless there is an amazing event that occurs for that coin itself, you don't want to move it up. If your coin cannot make you the multiples from the current top of the green zone, you need to find a new coin. Simple as that. Moving a price prediction down could happen with a fair few of your altcoins. So it's a market where anything could happen, even the slightest wind of bad news, and people panic sell. So don't be glued to those sell levels. Okay? Be flexible, be malleable. Again, ICP's recent news here, everyone started getting scared and sold, and now they might have sold out and now the project's up. A little bit of negative news, one influencer makes a little bit of a negative video, and all of a sudden everyone panic sells and the coin pumps. Okay? Making money is better than dreaming about making money. Get out safely, get some gains in your back bloody pocket, and in the next bear market, you can buy in quite low. We can take the next bull market, buy the bulls. We have complete control to just materialize gains. I know how it feels to go through a cycle and make nothing and continue dreaming about that goal for years. Okay? I want you guys to succeed here. You don't have to listen to me if you don't want to, but this is coming from someone who is talking to you as if you were sitting next to me right here as a friend. So, hey, that's all I can do, right? That's all I can just try. So with that said, everyone, take good care of yourselves. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.